And taking another look at President Trump's push for peace in Ukraine, our top story. Zelensky coming back to the Oval Office on Monday after being sidelined from Trump's Alaska summit with Putin. There's no deal yet, as we know, but Trump is optimistic, as we've been hearing about. Joining me now for more perspective is Republican candidate for Arizona Governor Karrin Robson. Thank you so much for joining us today on this very important debrief, taking a look back at what we just saw yesterday. So we're getting everybody's take. I got to ask you what you made of the summit. And do you think that anything has changed when it comes to the war in Ukraine? Some people we've been talking to say it was a step back. Others are saying this is exactly what needed to happen. What do you think?
Laura, first, thank you for having me. And I do believe, like your guest at the top of the hour, General Newton said, the stakes are pretty high here. But President Trump ran as the peace president, and that's what he's delivering. Your last guest, who is a career politician, you know, Washington has talked about peace for decades, but they haven't delivered. We finally have a president who knows how to negotiate. In fact, regardless of what happens in Ukraine and Russia, just look at all of the other peace agreements that Donald Trump has been able to negotiate in a very short period of time. He knows how to use all of the instruments of national power to our benefit and to the benefit of peace. You know, conflicts that, you know, the Congo and Rwanda, or even Israel and Iran more recently, he is using American power, diplomatic power and economic power to solve some of these problems that have been going on for decades. So he's done amazing work, and he is showing all of us in real time how to negotiate to achieve peace.
Yeah, and it doesn't happen overnight. And, you know, some people, while they were hopeful that they were going to come out of that meeting and say everything's okay, it does take time. And then we've got this meeting with Zelensky on Monday at the Oval. So we'll see what comes out of that. Taking a look at the landscape of politics while I have you, one of the big topics here in New York is the Democratic Party and the New York mayoral race, because the New York Times is now reporting that former President Obama has called Zohran Mamdani after he became the Democratic nominee for New York City mayor. So we're waiting to see how all of this is going to shake out, offering him advice on how to lead and how to give people hope in a dark time. I'm not sure who you're voting for or who you're rooting for, but do you think that now will be the move for other top Democrats like Governor Kathy Hochul and Hakeem Jeffries to endorse him? And what do you see on the other side?
Well, the Democrats have certainly put themselves in a box. This guy is an avowed Marxist. He has advocated for, you know, seizing means of production. And every time that has happened around the world, anybody who knows anything about history, it's a bad, bad result. And as New York City goes, it's not going to be contained in New York City. It will spread across this country. And so I believe we have to do everything we can to make sure he doesn't win. But I think the last poll I saw showed him 19 points ahead. That's a problem for the Democratic Party. But he is the face of the Democratic Party. And they put themselves in a bit of a box, and I don't quite know how they're going to get out of it. But we cannot have a Marxist socialist in that position.
Yeah, a lot of people agree with you. Other people say it's time for change. I mean, this is like I said, it's a huge story here in our city, and we continue to ask everybody about it. And we continue to follow your career as well. Republican candidate for Arizona Governor Karrin Robson. We got to leave it there for time. Thank you so much for joining us.